The forbidden truth is this: the Roman Empire didn't conquer the world through war. It conquered it through a business model so efficient, so predatory, and so mathematically inevitable that every modern superpower still copies it, while pretending it no longer exists. The world romanticizes Rome as an empire of glory, of marble statues, golden legions, and honorable conquest. But this is the deception. Rome was never a military machine. It was a monetization machine. The myth says that power grows from strength, discipline, and courage. The truth is that Rome's real engine was extraction, the ability to turn conflict, trade, and even culture into predictable streams of wealth. Most people misunderstand empire because they focus on the battles instead of the balance sheets. They admire the soldiers but ignore the accountants. They think Rome expanded for pride, for land, for prestige, but Rome expanded for something far simpler and far more ruthless: cash flow. Here is where most modern entrepreneurs fail. They build products, not systems. They pursue customers, not territories. They think expansion means more work, not more leverage. Rome's greatest deception was convincing the world that it was about honor, when it was actually about recurring revenue at a civilizational scale. The empire was a subscription model. Every new province was another user added to the system. Every conquered people became a revenue stream. Every road built was an acquisition funnel. Rome didn't conquer to rule. Rome conquered to collect. That is the deception, and the world still hasn't recovered from it. To understand Rome's business model, you must study not its battles, but its architecture, the cold, mathematical logic behind its expansion. Rome's true archetype was not the soldier. It was the tax farmer. While textbooks obsess over generals, the real power players were the public, private corporations contracted by the Roman state. These companies bought the rights to collect taxes in a province. In other words, Rome outsourced extraction long before outsourcing became a business trend. The formula was simple. Rome invades or absorbs a territory. The state auctions off tax rights to private corporations. Those corporations collect aggressively, far more than Rome officially demanded. Rome gets guaranteed revenue. Corporations get colossal profits. The local population pays for the privilege of being protected. This was not governance. This was institutionalized parasitism disguised as order. An empire built on the elegant mathematics of asymmetric benefit. Rome gained more from a province than it cost to control it. Even more brilliant was Rome's use of infrastructure as an imperial API. Roads accelerated tax collection. Ports accelerated tribute. Standardized currency accelerated commerce. Roman law accelerated compliance. Every system Rome built, legal, military, political, had one hidden purpose: make the flow of wealth toward the center effortless. And it worked for centuries. Here's the contrarian truth rarely mentioned. Rome wasn't the world's first empire, but it was the first to operate like a franchise. Each province ran semi-independently, yet all revenue, culture, and power ultimately flowed upward. This is the same blueprint used by the British Empire, the same blueprint used by major tech companies, the same blueprint used by modern financial institutions. Rome created the archetype for scalable power. Control the system, not the product. Control the flow, not the event. Control the architecture, not the battlefield. You cannot replicate Rome by copying its aesthetics or its glory. You replicate Rome by copying its architecture of extraction. The sovereign does not ask, "What can I build?" He asks, "What system can I control?" Rome's true genius was seeing the world not as land, but as infrastructure, not as people, but as flows. To apply this law in your own life, you must shift from operator to architect, from labor to leverage, from effort to ecosystem. Most people try to win by working harder within a system. Rome won by owning the system that everyone else worked inside. This is the sovereign mindset. Don't compete on the battlefield. Own the road leading to it. Don't fight for customers. Own the platform they must pass through. Don't chase wealth. Create the environment where wealth must flow to you. You must become the one who defines the game's rules, not the one who plays by them. You must become the architect of the code that others unconsciously follow. In an age obsessed with productivity, the sovereign sees the deeper truth. Power is not the ability to act. Power is the ability to make action profitable for you, even when done by others. Rome didn't dominate because it fought. Rome dominated because it engineered a structure in which everyone willingly or not, paid tribute forever. To internalize this is to shift from being a participant in the world to being a gravity well within it. The forbidden code of the Roman Empire is simple. Power belongs not to the strongest, but to the architect of the system that the strong are forced to operate within. The empire that endures is not the one with the greatest army, but the one with the most sophisticated business model of control. Understand this, and you stop chasing power. You become the place where power naturally converges.